Dear Paris, I never thought I'd visit you. But somehow, I found myself visiting you for 7 whole days. Since this trip sandwiched our Norway trip, we were able to experience living in 2 different arrondissements and hotels. First hotel we stayed at was in the left bank, specifically the Latin Quarter, and it was the more convenient location out of the 2 hotels we stayed at. Everything about Hotel Oratio was ideal, from the location to the convenience to the quiet-ish streets. The only thing that wasn't too ideal was the size of the room, which, to be fair, is mostly the case for many hotels in your city centre. Staying at the Latin Quarter also meant that many of the sites we looked forward to seeing were just either a walking distance or a train ride away. The second hotel was in the right bank and was slightly more disconnected in terms of the number of the lines we had to take to reach our destination. But Hotel Parisian was convenient in the sense that it was just down the street from Gare de Lyon, which, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the main train stations in Paris. On our first full day, we headed out to Montmartre, where we visited the Basilica and walked around the charming town. Looking back now, I probably wouldn't have scheduled Montmartre on the first day, considering all the walking we had to do, and it was a very hilly town. So by the time we covered everything we needed to see, we were pretty dead tired. We decided to take the 2-day Paris Museum Pass, which meant packing a bunch of sites and museums in just 2 days. It was really convenient. You just had to pre-book your preferred time slots and then show up and queue for just a bit before going in. And overall, the price came up to slightly cheaper than if we had individually booked tickets, especially for the number of sites and museums we ended up going to. With the Paris Museum Pass, we first got into the Louvre. From my understanding, the Louvre is a must-see and not to be missed. Even if you're not really a museum person, you could enjoy it from the outside because it's quite pretty at sunset, and especially when it lights up at night. One thing I didn't quite prepare myself for was how big the museum actually is and how easy it was for time to fly by without you realizing. I did get an audio guide to have a better museum experience, and it became one of my top highlights of the trip. Next up was Musée d'Orsay, widely known as the museum housed in an old train station. The museum had a really good selection of art pieces, and I ended up actually spending close to 4 hours there, which honestly, if I wasn't so tired, I probably would have stayed longer.
No, it's not very here.
On our third day, we visited Palais Garnier, which was also one of my anticipated sites on my list. Again, I got an audiobook for this visit to learn more about the history of the place and also of the evolution of opera and the art itself. It's well worth the money, and it left me quite literally speechless. We've taken the train to...
Palais de Versailles.
Yes.
Palais de Versailles. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
I think, isn't it
Palais de Versailles. Chateau de Versailles.
Basically, Paris, the Versailles.
Versailles, Paris.
Yeah, the Versailles Paris. It looks quite big.
It is big.
There's a lot of people as well.
It's a lot, definitely a lot of people.
Okay, so we'll go and check it out. Got a tower behind me. Don't know which tower that is, but we have a tower.
Of course she knows what tower it is. It's the Eiffel Tower.
Okay. We're at the base of the Eiffel Tower. I still don't know what the names on the Eiffel Tower represent. What is it supposed to?
I don't know.
Wait. He left without it. The
What?
seagull came and tried to take the bread, but he flew away without it. For food, I only had one on my wish list, and it was lait du magot. Well, it was either lait du magot or café de flore because it's right next to each other. been here for 7 days, and I think this is the first time that we're sitting outside to eat. Right. We got our coffee from the marketplace just now, and then we got our pastries. Raisin one, 2 of this praline, 1 pain au chocolat, 1 croissant. How's it?
Tastes like waffle.
Quick shop.
Phải rồi. Làm thiệt là ngon.
Good morning from our last day in Paris. Today we are going to go shopping to La Vallée, and then there's a place that sells good butter apparently, and we're gonna go and get some. They can also vacuum seal it, so we'll go check it out and see if it's any good.
Directement par le bas. Ça fait 1 an que tu as dit. 1 an. C'est 4 millions.
The first one is this tote bag, this massive tote bag. They had one in red, but I decided to go with the blue. Nice, nice.
It's blue.
Yeah, that's blue.
Oh.
You can't really tell because of the light. And then a book that I picked up because I really wanted to learn more about.
Monet.
Yeah, so it's like a in-depth study by this guy, James H. Rubin, who's a professor in Voila. In arts, I suppose. I have to read it, but it goes in depth, like one by one. And then they gave me like, they asked me, do you want a stamp? And I said yes. And then she said, oh, I need to give you a sticker instead because the page is shiny, so she can't stamp it. Then I saw there was this box, like a treasure box at the bottom of like one of the tables. And then they had this like, it's like a lucky dip. So you basically choose any bag, and then it's a surprise book inside. And you're not supposed to open it, so I have no idea what's inside. I will open it now.
It's gonna be a French book.
It's like a second-hand book. State of the Union. That's all I bought. I had good self-control.